Okay, big welcome. I'm Lorian from the Lifestyle Movement. Welcome to our Design the Lifestyle You Love event. I'm just so excited to be here with some of our incredible team members who have built not only amazing brands online, but created an incredible lifestyle for themselves. And it's just been such a pleasure to watch them grow and learn over the last 3, 4, 5 years that we've worked together. So we just wanted to come here tonight and share with you, super open and honestly with kind of what we do. And we're just putting this out there to the world because we're so passionate about our mission to help empower everyday people to live happier, healthier, and free. And, I got started 5 years ago. And at the time, I was a dead broke personal trainer. I was massively in debt. I was sick of my boss telling me what to do. And I kind of realized that what I was doing was not going to give me the lifestyle that I really wanted. I wanted to have a family. I wanted to travel. I wanted to, have nice things. And I was just sick, tired, and burnt out. And I was looking for something. I wasn't quite sure what it was. And when I first came across this community, it just really opened my eyes up to the possibilities and that there is another way. So in the beginning, it was just an extra stream of income that allowed me to pay off my credit cards, get out of debt, have some cool holidays, and travel the world. But over time, I got to the point where I was earning more from my little side project, my passion project, than I was from my full-time business. And I made the decision to leave my job. And 5 years on, we're a stay-at-home family. We created the Lifestyle Movement to empower others and share others with what we're so passionate about, to be able to give back and pay it forward and help them. So we've got some amazing stories tonight. If you've ever thought about working online, if you ever thought about being your own boss, if you've ever thought about, maybe going out there and trying something different, then stick around because this has definitely changed our lives and we want to share that with you. So I'm gonna pass it over to Perry, and I just want to introduce Perry. I met Perry 4 or 5 years ago now. She's created an incredible business on social media with her brand, the Lifestyle Project Girls. And it's just been such a pleasure to watch her grow and into the empowered leader that she is today. So, Perry, do you want to share a little bit about your journey?
Yes, thank you so much for having me. So I come across this opportunity 4.5 years ago now. I met Lorian in the gym that I was going to. And so I was working full-time in hospitality. I was doing cleaning on the side and also had my own little side photography business. So I was working 3 jobs. One of them was a full-time job. And I was really just kind of feeling underappreciated, underpaid, really unfulfilled. I just moved into state and I couldn't even afford to go home and visit my family. And I missed them so much. I couldn't afford to go on holidays, to do any special extra things in life. So I was just really feeling really flat and like I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Working in hospitality definitely wasn't my passion. And so I kind of went on a look for what I could do that would light me up and that could set me up to live the life that I wanted to live. Like I wanted to travel, I wanted to have fun, I wanted to not have to stress about money. And so I started applying for jobs and looking at what I could study, and nothing really lit me up. Nothing got me excited enough to, leave my job or invest lots of money into studying. And so it just so happened at the right time. And I feel like everything does happen at the right time. I met this guy, Lorian, in the gym, and he shared with me a really cool story about how he had an online business and he had plans to retire soon, like retire out of the gym into working online. And that was enough to make me listen and have a closer look into this. And so I looked into it, and it was just kind of at the point where I was like, I shared it with like my husband and my now husband, and it was like, well, what have I got to lose? Like there's really no risk in giving this a go. It was a really low investment to get started, like next to nothing. So that was not a problem. And although I definitely had some fears and stuff coming into this, it was like literally the worst thing that happens is that I make a little bit of money on the side and I get a little bit healthier. And so I jumped in, and in the first 6 months, I grew so much. Like, my confidence went through the roof. I met loads of people on the Gold Coast where I lived. I just started to grow, and I had this side income coming in that I started putting aside for a bit of a travel fund. And then as I started to see the power that this industry had and started to take it seriously, I got, I was like, this could really give me the life that I want. And I just put my head down and went to work. And then within 18 months, I was earning the same amount in this as I was working full-time in hospitality. And that's when I decided to start cutting back my hours. And I eventually left completely. It was about 2 years ago now that I left work for somebody else. And I'm now self-employed, which is amazing. I work from my home or my phone, wherever I am. I've been able to travel all around the world. We've been to so many different countries now, just because I have the free time to do so. And I can take my business anywhere I want. We brought our first house on the Gold Coast, which is so awesome, being able to have the extra income to put towards that. I've learned so much about myself. I've met so many amazing people. I'm just so excited to help other girls in my situation that just have a bit of passion and drive, but don't know what to do with it. They don't know where to put that energy, and help them just learn how to take things to the next level. Because I definitely never thought that I could do what I've done. But honestly, if you're just ready to be teachable and coachable, we teach you absolutely everything you need to know. Like, I didn't have a big following. I didn't know heaps of people. I didn't have any business experience. I wasn't confident. I definitely would never, ever get on a video on Facebook. But we teach you all that. We teach you absolutely everything. We hold your hand every step of the way. And I didn't need to know all that stuff. I literally learned it. And while I was learning it, I was making money in the process. So it's been amazing. So I am going to pass you over to Lee now, who has been one of my awesome friends on this journey that I've met. She has a really cool story, so you guys are going to want to hear it.
Awesome. Hey guys, how are you? So I wanted to take you back a little bit to my career. I've worked in IT for just over 27 years now, and I'm also a qualified beauty therapist. So it was a totally different lifestyle back then. I had no children. I absolutely loved my job, and I had heaps of flexibility to travel, had the amazing income. But what I actually knew back then was that both of those jobs weren't going to be something that I could do when I had a family. So once I met my husband, pretty quickly we got married, we had a house, we had babies, and I became a stay-at-home mum, which I absolutely loved, but we were living on one income. So it was actually more expensive for me at that time to go back to work than it was for me to stay at home and look after the kids, which is crazy, right? So as much as I love being that stay-at-home mum, I really found that I lost myself in that whole process. I lost my independence. I felt like I'd lost my energy. And I really just didn't appreciate all of that time that I was spending doing the things that I love. I ended up getting really run down. I was 99 kilos at one point, which was crazy. I just felt like this massive big zombie mum who just said no to absolutely everything. So with all this free time that I had, spending time with the kids and sitting around on the floor, I felt like I was stuck in a little bit of Groundhog Day. I had no vision of what I wanted life to be like. I never worked on anything. So even though I had this career before where I was really successful, I then went to just sitting around on the lounge, not doing much. So mentally, it was just really draining. So I then became a single stay-at-home mum after, all the pressures of just financial life just wore us down in the end. And I ended up being on a single parent pension of about $440 a week. And to try and live on that with 2 kids, especially when you love shopping, like if you love shopping, hit me some love down here, because that was me. I was missing out on shopping. I was missing out on fun travel adventures, and I just absolutely was missing that so much. So I think there comes a point where you just get that pivot moment where everything has to change. And it was a moment for me where I just decided that I was more than enough to be able to just start working on myself again. So that's when I met Lorian. I decided to invest in my own health and get myself fitter and healthier and my mindset back on track, and just really get out of the whatever this financial situation that I was in was not serving me at all. So over the last 3 years, well, it's been 3.5 years now, this little part-time income that I started has just helped us achieve so many amazing, cool goals as a family. So holidays, as you can tell, are one of my favorite things to do. And I never in my wildest dreams thought that I would be able to go to America on a 4-week holiday, help some of my friends with their challenges as well with their health, take the kids to see their grandparents that, you know, we're 12 hours apart from, and really just learn to love myself again as well. So someone said not long ago to me, which has stuck with me so much, that all of our kids have got all of these amazing dreams that they have. And when they're young, they dream of all these places that they'd love to go. And I feel like it's my job to be able to go and help my kids live that. So last year was our big epic family adventure. And we got to take our kids to Disneyland and Japan and see the snow for the first time, which, you know, it's just magic to be able to create that, set some goals and just do it all on my own as well, which was really cool. So the biggest thing for me is I love how this business has been able to impact and change not just our life, but so many other people's lives that I get to work with, like all these guys. But it also puts me in an environment where I've been able to master my family's health. I've been able to master my mindset a little bit better, my emotions, my finances, and just be the best mum I can for the boys. So as time goes on, it's just been so rewarding just to be able to have that belief and find a community of people that are super supportive, which was definitely something that I didn't feel that I got in my traditional work either. So that's a little bit about me. I'm now going to hand it back to Lorian. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I just, you know, hearing your story just brings back so many memories of, you know, watching you go on those trips. And I know a lot of those things were these big dream goals for you, and to be able to tick those off your bucket list and take the kids. And I mean, like, would have any of that been possible before this?
No, no, definitely not.
Awesome. Thanks so much for sharing your story. So now I'm going to introduce Karina from the Yummy Mummy project. And, so, you know, I still remember Karina, and I just remember, you know, moments when we're in the car park and, you know, having tears, and just, you know, at the time, a single mom working part-time with 2 kids. I mean, she was just at her absolute limits. And to see you now to grow this, you know, amazing brand and become an incredible leader and for your team, and help other mums to be able to do what you've done, I think that's just so, so special. So Karina, take it away, take the stage.
Awesome. Thanks so much. I am so pleased to be here. So obviously I'm Karina. I've been in the business now for just over 3 years. This all came about for me about, it's almost 4 years ago now. Actually, it is 4 years ago now that I found myself a single mum of 2. My babies I had 2 under 3. And I was in the worst place of my life. I'd just come out of a terrible relationship that just was a toxic environment. It wasn't a good place for me. It wasn't a good place to raise children. And I found myself in the worst place of my life. I was depressed. I was suicidal. I didn't know how I was going to make it past the next 5 minutes, get alone the next day. And, I didn't really know what was next for me. You know, I think my whole life, you know, I had planned everything out. I was going to be married by 24 and have the 2 perfect kids, the boy and the girl, and, you know, live in this dream home and have this amazing, you know, dream life, right? And it all came crashing down on me. It wasn't the right relationship for me. It wasn't what was meant to be. And then I was like, well, what now? Like, what am I meant to do, right? So I was a public servant at the time, working almost full-time hours, but was, I guess, technically part-time. But, you know, that wasn't fulfilling me. It wasn't something that I overly loved doing. It paid the bills, but, you know, it was something I really got into for flexibility to have my children. So that wasn't really, you know, filling me with any joy. You know, I love my kids so much, but, you know, I knew that I had to be more than just a mum. And so I had to find something else for me, but I was stuck in a hard position because I was so broke, I was so depressed that I didn't know like how to sort of get past that. So I guess, I had a few options. I could either, quit my job and live off benefits to look after my children. Wasn't going to help my financial situation at all. Or, I could cut my hours back to be around my children more. Again, not going to help anymore. I could increase my hours to full time, but I wouldn't see my kids. And I thought, gosh, there's got to be another way. So I started looking at online businesses. I had looked into them for about 4 years before I said yes to this one. And I thought, you know what, I've been looking into them for so long. What have I got to lose? So I found this company. It just, the product stuck with me. I was really unhealthy at the time. So I knew, look, if anything, the products are going to help me. They're going to help my kids. And, I thought, let's just give it a go. What have I got to lose? So I jumped on board with this company. And over the last 3 years since I've been in this business, I've gradually been able to cut down my hours a little bit. So I've been able to spend more time with my kids. I got my first, we get bonuses in this business, so we actually get paid quite a number of ways. And, I got my first bonus in the business, I think within the first 48 hours. And I was like, whoa, like, once you see that money in your account, you're like, this is real, right? And so I was like, holy moly, and just went for it because I was like, I can see how this can work. And it just sort of, I went to work. I think definitely, it's a business. It takes time, it takes energy, it takes consistency. But like Perry said, we've got all the training supplied for you. And I really just dug into that. Lorian handed me step by step what I had to do. And whatever he said, I did to the T, and together, we were able to get my business up and running really, really well. And as Lorian said, I've built myself an incredible brand over the last 3 years. But, I reached the top of the company within 2 years. I've been able to more than triple my income in that time. And now, I still have my public service job. So this is technically my side hustle, even though it definitely out-earns my job. But, basically now I go to work just when my kids are at school, just to sort of get out of the house, have some hot coffee. And, I think once you take the have to go to your job out of your life, it's so much nicer. Now I go to work and I enjoy it. I enjoy my job because I'm not forced to be there. If I had to leave, if I wanted to leave, I could walk out the door and it wouldn't make a difference to my life. And so my whole life has changed. I feel like I've got control over it. I feel like, I get to design my days now. I get to choose what I do, when I do it. But not only that, my kids are around me. They're normally on my lap when I do these sorts of calls. I get to work with my children, around my children, and that is my entire passion. When I was a kid, my mum was always there with me when I was growing up, and, she wasn't working. So I got to spend that time with my mum. And so for me, that was just so important. I really wanted that. And so my kids are around me now. We work together and they learn from me. I get to teach them about the nutrition and healthy choices. I get to teach them about, how mummy makes her money and, how we've been able to buy such incredible things. We've just bought our dream home in January. Me and my partner, I've got a fiance, we've got 4 kids between us now. So we've bought our beautiful family home for all of our children that we love and adore. We obviously had to upgrade our cars. So we've got 7-seater car for myself. I drive the mummy wagon, and my partner got to get his Hilux as well. And, life has just changed so much, but the kids have seen that the hard work, the consistency, and, putting your mind to something and going for it, anything is possible. And so now I get to teach not only my kids, but lots of other women out there all over the globe that, you can be a mum, you can have purpose, you can have passion, and you can have it all. And I absolutely love that I get to share what's possible with everyone. I'm going to pass you back to, no, I'm not. I'm going to pass you over to Kylie, actually. So we actually have an amazing product and program behind what we do. And so I'm going to get Kylie to share a little bit about that. Thanks, Kylie.
Hey there, everybody. My name's Kylie. Thanks for that, Karina. Wow, like how good is this event been so far? It is amazing to hear these stories. We've had 3 super incredible women. I personally know them all, and I'm so grateful that I do. You know, we've got single mums, we've got corporate mums, we've got young girls who are looking to get ahead and like live a life of adventure. This business really works for anybody. I think that's, you know, if you've taken that away so far, then that's probably the key of what you needed to get out of tonight so far. So as Karina said, we have an incredible product that we work with, and we have an amazing program that we share with all of our clients who come on board with us. So we know that living healthy is the dream, and that's what everybody wants to do. But we know that there's several things that need to happen for people to be healthy. So it's not just about diet, it's not just exercise, it's a whole wraparound thing that needs to occur. So yes, your food has to be right and your intake has to be good. Yes, you have to be moving your body and exercising and getting out and about. And yes, you do have to have your mind in the right place, because, you know, I think you can all agree, we've all been there. We've been on diets, we've gone crazy at the gym, but we haven't had the right mindset, and everything's just come crashing down and we've gotten back to where we started. So we have this amazing program that we have put together, and, you know, it's not just a bunch of women and men who put it together. We've got experts in the field. So to start with, we take care of your nutrition. We've got an amazing collection of recipes, like over 200 recipes put together by chefs and nutritionists to really balance out what it is that you actually need. Most of us eat far too much food in the first place, and we eat all of the wrong things. Our program is fully plant-based, whole food-based, getting us back to nature, what nature intended us to eat. You won't find many packaged things in our program. Most of it is cooked from scratch, but cooking with real food and whole food nutrition. So we've got, as I said, over 200 recipes, recipe books for every occasion. So we've got a Christmas coming up. We've got a great Christmas cookbook. You can still have all the treats that you would normally have, but this time you get to have kind of the healthier version of your treats, right? So we've got like a really nice, like a Christmas, what's it called? Like a white ice or whatever it is, that Christmassy treat. We've got all of those sorts of things, plus the salads, plus the meats, plus the, you know, desserts, all the treats that you want for Christmas. And we've got one for every occasion. We've got Father's Day, Mother's Day, Easter, all of those, you know, special occasions where people gather to eat together. So we've got you sorted for the food part of it. Exercise, we know that, you know, you need to get around and you need to be moving your body more. You need to be up and exercising every day. So again, we've collected some amazing personal trainers, some great people in the fitness field, and together they have created some really simple exercises that anybody at any level of fitness can do. So you don't have to be an elite athlete. You don't have to be super fit. You can access any of our stuff from the word go. There's something for everybody. Obviously, if the easy stuff is too easy for you, you know, there's more advanced levels that you can move on to. You get access to all of that. And so that as you progress throughout our program, you can increase the exercise that you do and the way that you move your body. We're not just talking about going to the gym and slogging it out there. You know, you've heard stories tonight. 2 out of the 3 stories have been mums so far. I'm a mum as well. You know, we don't have time to go to the gym all the time. You know, we can't get there for an hour every day. So go out the back and jump on the trampoline, go bike riding with your kids, get out there and go for a walk, go bushwalking, swim, garden, whatever the exercise is of your choice. You know, we're just encouraging you to get out there and move more. So we've got you covered for food, we've got you covered for exercise, but the most important part of all of this is what's going on between your ears, right? It's what's happening in your mind. We work through meditation guides, we work through mindset guides, we look at what are your limiting beliefs that might be stopping you from achieving what you're trying to achieve, and we work with you to get past those so that you can have the most success possible. As well as that, we want to support you with getting the right nutrition. So it's easy for us to say, you know, go out, here's the shopping list, go and buy all of these things from your fresh food market. Some people, depending on where you live, are going to get much different quality of that produce. So if you're out on the coast, if you're living out near the farms, you're going to get some really nice produce. You're going to get great vegetables. You're going to get nice, fresh seafood. But if you're living inland somewhere, the chances are your produce has been shipped to you. It's come in a truck. You know, who knows how long it's been since it was actually live at a farm somewhere. Now it's sitting there in the supermarket waiting for you to come along and pick it. It could be weeks have gone past, and the nutritional value of all of that produce is slowly dying the longer it's been away from in the ground. So what we want to do is give you the best nutrition that you can get. So we've got a collection of products that we encourage our clients to take. Again, they're whole food, they're actually plant-based. So they cover off vegetarians, vegans, they're gluten-free. So any of that kind of dietary requirement that you have, we totally have you covered for that. So I'm going to show you a little bit about some of our products. There's, you know, such a small range, which is really important, because what we've done is we've found the most important things and given you that. We're not wasting your time with all of this extra nonsense. We're just giving you what it is that you need. So all of our products, as I've said, are plant-based and whole food nutrition. That's going to be really important in a second, as you'll discover. But this is our hero product, and I call it a hero because it really does change people's lives as soon as they start taking them. I know for me, I was a mum, zombie mind, you know, my toddler, I was trying to raise a toddler, run a family, go to work, do all of those things, and I was just losing my mind, right? So I started on these amazing products, and within, gosh, a week, I felt better than I'd felt in years. You know, my brain fog cleared up, I had so much more energy, I was sleeping so much better, and all because I started adding more plants into my diet. So these hero products, I'm not going to lie, are total heroes. Would never be without them. Total game changer for me. So we've got fruit, vegetable, and berry capsules. And in here, you've got a collection of 33 different fruits and vegetables and berries that have all been chosen firstly for their individual properties and how good they are, but also for how they work together. So the synergy that they have with one another. Because they're plant-based, soon as you take them and digest them, it goes straight into your bloodstream. Your body knows what to do with nature. It doesn't know what to do with chemicals, but it gets nature. So as soon as you take these, it's in your bloodstream and off you go. You suddenly get a bit of a new burst of energy and you can get away with your day. The way that we produce these is that we have specific farms for our company. The reason we've done that is because we want to make sure that what we're giving our clients is the best that we can be giving them. So we know the water quality that's being used to irrigate those farms. We know the soil quality of those farms, and we know that it's the best that's out there. So what we do is we grow the produce out on the farms, leave it there until its maximum point of ripeness. This is when the berries are bursting, you know, and they're starting to turn ugly. The apples are starting to look a bit funny. This is when the birds start to come for the fruit, because the birds know, right, that this is the good stuff. They know that this is where the maximum nutrition is. So we leave it there until the very, very last minute, harvest it all. And then what we do is we take the whole piece of fruit or the whole berry or the whole vegetable, and then we work with it. What we know is that people discard a lot of the actual produce. So we peel the skin off things, we spit out the seeds, we don't eat the core of an apple. There's a lot of goodness in all of those parts. So what we do is we take the whole thing, we dehydrate it, we pulp it, juice it, and then dehydrate it to take all of the water, and most of the natural sugar comes out as well at that point. And then what we're left with is a powder. We powder that down as fine as we can, put it into a vegan capsule, pop it into a bottle, send it off to you. That's it. There's nothing else that goes into these things. If you look at the ingredients lists on the back, what you see are the names of fruits and vegetables that you will recognize. They mightn't be ones that you eat, because as I said, you know, we're trying to get the whole variety in here, but they will be things you recognize. There's no chemicals, there's nothing artificial. If you go to the supermarket or the chemist and you get those awful artificial vitamin this, supplement that, you know, really that's just a chemical that's been created in the laboratory. Your body has no idea what to do with that. And in fact, at a cellular level, your body thinks it's being poisoned. So it tries to get rid of that as quickly as it possibly can. Comes out through your urine, comes out through your skin and your sweat. Your body doesn't want anything to do with it. So you've really just paid for a very expensive trip to the toilet. With our products, what you're getting is the whole food, nothing artificial, nothing nasty. And as I said, these little babies are the absolute game changer. They've brought our family back to good health, and, you know, we wouldn't be without those. We do have a couple of other products, which I'm just going to very briefly touch on. We do have a second capsule product, which is our Omega blend. Now, Omegas are something that the body doesn't produce naturally on its own. So it's something that we do need to supplement. And most of us supplement it through a fish oil tablet, those really big, horrible, chunky, they get stuck in your throat, disgusting tablets. Fish get their fish oil, their omega, they get it from algae. So what we've done is we've just gone and collected some algae, and created our own omegas with that. We've left the fish alone, leave them in the ocean to live happily. We've just collected algae and a few other little plant-based sources of omega as well. And same process, popped them into the capsule. They're really, really good for your joint health, for your brain health. You know, I break open my omega and use it as a face mask. It's really, really amazing. And our omegas have this really delicious citrus smell. So you smell just gorgeous for the rest of the evening. But it's really done a good job in giving my skin a bit more of a glow. And, you know, as you start to get a little bit older, you kind of need all the help you can get. So it's good to know that I'm getting the goodness on the inside, but I'm also getting it on the outside as well. And then the last product that we have very quickly are our complete powders. We absolutely don't advocate skipping meals or supplementing anything, but we do think that these complete powders are a really good way to get some of that extra nutrition into your diet. I use mine as a smoothie base in the morning and send my daughter off to school with, you know, a belly full of chocolate milkshake, but what she's really got is a belly full of vegetables, but she doesn't realize that, which is really nice. The other way we use them is as a post-workout. So if I've been to the gym, I'll whip up a quick smoothie when I get home, and you just kind of flood your body back with all of that nutrition that you need. Basically, they're our products. And as I said, you know, there's like what, three different products that you can get from our company. We don't need anything else because we've got everything here. We've packaged up nature as best we can. It's just as good as going to the real thing. In fact, it's probably better because of the quality of what we've got. For myself, these have really impacted us for me personally, in my energy levels, in my skin. I used to get really bad acne. Once I started taking these, that was cleared up and totally went away. My hair is a lot stronger, nails, all of that sort of stuff, but also things like sleeping has improved. In my internals have improved. So I'm a celiac and I would have all sorts of internal problems. I don't get those anymore. I'm bursting with energy, if you can't tell. And, you know, I just think these products are amazing. I think they are an absolute game changer. They really do impact people at their point of need. So because it's nature, it goes to work in your body doing what it is you need at the time that you need it. So results, I guess, as they say, results aren't typical. And that's because everybody has a different body and a different need for their body. So what I'd like to do is introduce a very, very dear friend and a lovely, lovely lady. You're going to just love this story. I'm going to introduce Jodie, and she's going to share a bit about what the products have done for her and her amazing health transformation.
Thanks, Kylie. I guess when these products came into my life, I was in an extremely bad place. I was a single mum and I have a permanent disability, so I was just absolutely struggling with energy. I couldn't get through the day without a nap, and that was every single day. And I was also really struggling with depression. So I'd been on antidepressants for 12 years since my accident. I actually broke my neck. So I was in a really bad place, and a friend of mine who wasn't in the business, she was just taking their products, saw me falling apart in the gym car park one day and said, look, I don't know if you're interested, but these have been really helping me with my energy levels, and, why don't you give them a go? And, I guess I was at kind of rock bottom. I was willing to try anything, but I was also really conscious of what I put in my body because I did eat quite healthy. And I gave it a go, and I wasn't really expecting much. I thought, I already eat loads of fruit and veggies. What could they do for me? But the program is just incredible. And it was, I guess, only, with 3 weeks that I really saw a massive shift in my energy levels. I was getting through the whole day without a nap, which was just unheard of. And within 3 months, I was with my doctor's support, and, everyone else was noticing my changes, but I was able to start weaning off antidepressants that I'd been on for 12 years. So I've now been antidepressant free for just over 2 years, and I feel really good, So I think that's been a massive change for me. And my daughter and I think, with our immune system, we were, you know, we were just, you know, typical people that, you know, every winter when winter rocked around, we got a cold or a flu. And we've gotten through 3 winters in a row now with no flus, no viruses. Stevie's in year 1 and she's had 1 sick day off school since she started. And other than a few kind of just minor little colds that didn't last more than a few days, we've been sickness free. So they've been massive for us. Yeah, big changes.
Thanks so much, Jody. I love hearing your story, and you've come so far. And I just want to say that we don't claim to cure or mitigate any specific disease. You should definitely talk to your doctor about any sort of medical conditions that you have. But what we do know is that whole food nutrition, when your body gets what it needs on a cellular level, it can do its best work. Thousands of years we've been eating whole foods, fruits and vegetables. It's only recently that we're seeing diseases, old people's diseases in children and kids, and it's because we're not getting enough whole foods into our body, too much sugar. And 90% of disease these days is preventable and caused through lifestyle factors. So this is not about replacing fruits and vegetables. It's just about bridging that gap from what we are doing every day to what we do. I know for me, I've got my handful of favorites that I eat every day, but am I getting the rainbow every single day? 33 varieties, blind ripe and GMO free, every single day? No, definitely not. So I think it's about that consistency of that. And something that really stood out for me is that this company, the product, is actually the most scientifically researched nutraceutical product in the world. And if you don't believe me, just ask Siri, she'll fill you in, which is pretty cool. So now you're probably wondering, how do I get in the draw for the $2,000? Well, actually with our transformation program that kicks off on the 6th of October, our Better Body Challenge, there's $2,000 cash up for grabs. So if you'd like to know more about getting healthy or even shredding a few kilos for winter, get back in touch with the person that invited you here. If you'd like to get healthy and make money, then talk to the person that invited you here as well. I mean, I know that there's 3 types of people that watch this. Someone that just wants to get healthy, someone that wants to get healthy and make money, and the third person was kind of like me. They want to build an empire. They want to change the world. They want to make a difference. They want to make an income while making an impact. And that was definitely me. When I saw that there was a step-by-step proven system that I could implement for such a low investment, I mean, $165. I could literally be making money, have my office in my pocket, traveling the world, doing what I want to do from the touch of my iPhone for such low risk. I could do this part-time, virtually risk-free, because I didn't have to quit my job. I could do it part-time. If you were to open up a cafe, if you were to, do a restaurant or any sort of traditional business like that, or a franchise, like, I'm not going to mention their names, but you're looking at $300, $400, $500 up to $1 million or more, okay? Just to get started. I mean, there is so much risk in that. Now, some people say to me, oh, I might go drive Uber, but you're not creating a legacy income. You're not creating something that you can pass on to future generations. And in this profession, you are. And I think that's, I think it's just so special that we can all come together as a collective and contribute. So that's kind of it from us. For me, I was definitely skeptical. I had loads of questions, and I think that's really normal. But skepticism can hold you back from opportunity. I've got a firm believer that if you open enough doors, one's eventually going to open. And I've failed so many times. I've tried so many different things over my years, but I didn't give up. And to think that this was that vehicle that finally set me and my family free, and now we get to share that others, and we're so passionate about that. So thanks so much for everyone joining us. And I just asked myself one question. What if this really could be something for me? And I probably asked more. I'm going to say 2 questions, but for me, it really, when I thought about if it wasn't this, then what was I going to do? If nothing changes, nothing changes. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I wanted to work smarter instead of harder. You just have to have a look around in the world right now. Everything's going online. Amazon, this, that, the other. It just makes sense. No stock. No, I didn't have to ship products. I didn't have to spend a whole heap. It was all done for me at the click of a button. It's crazy. So you're either going to look back and get left behind, or you're going to get on that wagon. And I look at, you think about 10, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, that, you know, are you going to get replaced by a robot? You know, are your skill sets still going to be relevant, or are you going to shift? Are you going to adapt right now and grow and learn? So we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Get back in touch with the person that invited you here. Thanks, Karina. Thanks, girls. You totally rocked it. And that's it. That's all from us for now. Thanks for coming. Hey, before we jump off, I just want to say, if you're person A, drop in the comments below person A. You just want to try the product, you want to get healthy. If you're person B, drop a B in the comments. You want to get healthy and make money this summer. Who doesn't want to look good, feel good, make money, have fun? I don't know anyone. I think that's everyone, right? And number 3, who wants to build an empire? So drop A3. I don't even know. I'm saying AB3. Drop something below. We'll get back in touch with you. Love you guys. 1, 2, 3. Let's do that. Lee, I love your shirt. Make yourself epic. See you for now. Love it.